Managing your rental properties while working a full-time job can be a headache. I'd say most landlords reach a ceiling at around 3 units before they start to get burnt out. But here's the thing. You don't need to quit your job to scale your rental portfolio. And the secret isn't in working harder or hiring expensive property managers. It's about having the right system that doesn't rely on you. I'm going to share the top 5 things that I use to manage over 20 rental units while working 60-hour work weeks. Number 1 on the list is be amazing at tenant screening. And I know if you already have existing tenants, this won't help you out right now, but I couldn't not say this because this is one of the most important steps. One of my old mentors said, your tenant's number 1 job is not to pay you rent. It's to protect your hundreds of thousands of dollars that you have in the asset. The total rent that a tenant will pay you over a couple years is nothing compared to the potential damage they'll do if they don't take care of the property. My best tip here, and the thing I see most landlords not do, is when a prospective tenant applies, they don't call their current and previous landlord. I don't know why everybody skips this step. I know it's work. I know in some states you can't do it, but in most states you can. So definitely add that into your tenant screening process. And again, I know if you have current tenants, this first tip might not be that helpful, but all the next things you can definitely do anytime. Tip number 2 is find a maintenance first responder. All that is a person that when a tenant puts in a maintenance request online or they call you, this is the first person you send to the property to take a look at it. I'm a very handy person. I used to do all my own rehabs and I still have this maintenance first responder in my business. What I used to do is I'd get a maintenance request and then I'd go over to the property and 1 of 2 things would happen. Either 1, I'd fix it in like 30 minutes or less, or 2, I couldn't fix it and I would have to call somebody anyway. So that's why I use that first responder. These are the top 3 things that I look for in a maintenance first responder. Number 1, they have to be handy. Handy enough to fix basic things. They don't have to be super handy, but just enough to fix basic things. Number 2, they have to be able to take very good photos and videos to document what's going on. And then number 3, they have to be willing to coordinate with a licensed or skilled contractor. So if they come and they can't fix it, take the right photos and then let me know. And if a plumber needs to go out there, electrician needs to go out there, you can either tell them what's going on or potentially meet them out there. So usually just finding like a responsible handyman will work for this. And again, they don't have to be that handy. It's more important that they can communicate with your tenants, set times up to go look at things, document things properly. That's probably more important than them being handy. But of course, you want them to be handy so you don't have to call a licensed whoever every single time. I have a video that I'll link below about how I find my best contractors on Facebook using Facebook groups. So definitely check that out. Tip number 3, and something that I wish I started on day 1, was doing self showings when you're advertising a place for rent. I used to waste a bunch of time when I had a place for rent telling people what times I was available and then showing up to the showings. Maybe they show up, maybe they don't show up. I tried group showings and open houses, but still it was just me going places and doing what I know is a low dollar an hour task. So what I do now is I put a place for rent. There is a smart lockbox on the front of the property that somebody has to validate certain things before they get access to it with the code that changes all the time. They come in, there's a camera that sort of sees what they're doing. There's some signs that sort of walk them around. They see the place. If they show up, great. If they don't show up, I don't really care. And it will allow you to get a lot more applications in with the least amount of time. Tip number 4 is get a dedicated online rent collection tool, not Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or anything like that. Get something that is designed to actually collect rent. I used to waste a lot of time either reminding a tenant to pay rent, seeing if the rent came in or depositing the check or whatever, and then lastly, sending them a notice if they didn't pay rent saying that they owe me a late fee. If you get the right system, it will do all of that. Collect the rent, automatically deposit it, and automatically assign the late fee after your grace period. And not only will this save you more time, it'll actually make you more money, because most landlords, especially if you're like me, I never actually collected the late fee when somebody was late on rent because I didn't want to be the bad guy. I just was grateful that I got the rent. But when a system does it, even if it only happens periodically, it will be more money in your bank account. Tip number 5 is have some type of reminder system. This can be setting calendar reminders. It can be using the Siri reminders within the iPhone or Google Tasks if you're on an Android, but some type of reminder system. There are so many things that you have to do in the real estate world periodically, and unfortunately, some of them are not every month, and those things can be hard to remember. And if you wait till the last minute, things will always be more work. In my business, these are the top 3 things that I use reminders for. Number 1 is lease renewals. At the end of somebody's lease term, I used to wait till their lease term was about to end, realize I didn't send them a lease renewal, and either try to scramble and do it right away and create a bunch of pressure, or not be able to increase rent because I didn't give them the notice in time. So that's something that I put out 90 days to give me a reminder for. Number 2 is maintenance reminders. These are things that either you want to maintain or have to maintain for the health of the property. Things like changing out air filters, things like doing periodic inspections, checking on a sump pump backup system. I have a story about how I lost $15,000 by not checking on a sump pump backup system that needed to be checked annually. So things like that, just put them right in whatever reminder system so you don't forget to do them. And then lastly, admin reminders. These are things like making sure to have a time to reach out to my CPA so I'm not doing that at the last minute, making sure I know when insurances are coming due, and things like that. If you want to know specifically how I set up any of these things in my business, leave a comment below and I'll make sure to follow up. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.